Strangely, not many people talk about this Micro Four Thirds lens. This is the Panasonic 9mm f1.7. It is really small, super wide, very sharp, and weather sealed. In this video, I'll talk about why this Panasonic 9 f1.7 is secretly a powerful weapon in your Micro Four Thirds arsenal. Let's do this! In case you're not aware, I've done a full review for this Panasonic 9 f1.7 lens before. I'll put the link to the video up here. Please check it out if you have not done so. I'm not going to repeat everything that I've said before. I'm not one of those reviewers that only do one review for the product and totally forget about it afterward. I've had this lens for many years now. I brought it to every single job that I do, but I gotta admit, I don't use wide-angle lens a lot. For my photography, I do event, stage, portraits, lifestyle products. Mostly I use medium telephoto to longer focal lengths to get the shots that I need for my clients. So I seldom use wide angle for the shots that I normally do. However, recently there's this one really interesting job that I did. It is the mini festival at the Pat Peng building in downtown Kuala Lumpur, and more than 50% of the shots were taken with wide angle, and this Panasonic 9 f1.7 was a lifesaver. Before I talk about why this lens is so awesome, let's take a look at some photographs from that particular shoot that I shot with this lens on my Olympus EM1 Mark II. Number one, I really love that this Panasonic 9 f1.7 is so compact and so light. It weighs only 130 grams, which means when I attach this lens on my Olympus EM1 Mark II, it practically weighs nothing at all. And I love that it is so tiny. I can handle this lens on my camera very easily. I can bring this around, move around quickly without this combination slowing me down. And compared to a lot of wide-angle lenses out there, even for Micro Four Thirds option, this lens is actually very small and manageable. Number two, this Panasonic 9 f1.7 is more than wide enough for my photography. I cannot say the same for you or anyone else who needs wider coverage. Understand that we have wider lenses for Micro Four Thirds, say the excellent Olympus 7-14 or the Panasonic 8-18. These lenses can give you wider coverage, even to squeeze as much as possible within a frame, say that you're doing architecture photography. Definitely the extra width makes a difference. However, the Olympus 7-14 and Panasonic 8-18, these lenses are also larger, heavier, harder to handle, and more expensive compared to this Panasonic 9 f1.7. So for my photography, I find that it is good enough to fit everything that I need for my wide-angle needs. It all depends, right? If it's good enough, then this is a really compelling lens compared to other wide-angle options. Reason number three is what sets this Panasonic 9 f1.7 apart from other Micro Four Thirds wide-angle options. It is the bright aperture f1.7. Having an ultra-wide-angle coverage of 9mm and yet having bright aperture f1.7 that can capture more light, especially shooting in low light conditions, right? This definitely added a lot of advantage. And not only that, when I use this lens on my Olympus Olympus EM1 Mark II. With the powerful 5-axis image stabilization, I can literally shoot with just base ISO no matter how dark the situation is. In extreme low light situations, shooting a bright aperture f1.7 with the confidence of this 5-axis image stabilization steadying my shots, I don't care about the shutter speeds being dragged to half a second or more than 1 second long. I know that the camera can keep it steady and I can get clean images even in really dim conditions. And that itself is a powerful combination. The f1.7 wide angle with the 5-axis image stabilization. Reason number 4, excellent image quality. The images coming out from this Panasonic 9 f1.7, they are super sharp, even shooting at wide open aperture f1.7. I acknowledge that if you stop down further the aperture a little bit, you get sharper results, but the results from the wide open f1.7 is already so sharp, I wouldn't hesitate to shoot wide open if I have to, especially in those situations that you see the images I've shown here, they were in extreme low light condition. And images, they were very well controlled in terms of technical flaws. I don't see any distortion anywhere. In terms of barrel distortion, it was very well controlled. Straight lines appear perfectly straight. I didn't see any problems with chromatic aberration, flare or ghosting. You may notice some haze or some ghosting in some of my images shown here in this video. That's because I was shooting through glass. Now that's a different problem entirely, but if I wasn't shooting through glass, I can guarantee you images are free of haze, ghosting, they were perfectly sharp, they have really good contrast. And I must say, Panasonic, I'm really impressed they managed to keep the size down and yet maintain high level of quality. Reason number 5, weather sealing. Yes, this Panasonic 9 f1.7 is fully weather sealed against splash and dust. Using the lens on my Olympus EM1 Mark II makes perfect sense because this camera is also fully weather sealed. With this combination, I can shoot in harsh situations without worrying about the water damaging this lens or the camera. I understand this particular shoot was not the best example to talk about weather sealing. It was all done indoors anyway, but I've been in situations where I was shooting outdoors and it started to rain. I can't just tell my client, oh, I'm not going to shoot again, it's raining, right? I was still expected to run around and get some shots. So having weather sealing on this Panasonic 9 f1.7, it gives me the peace of mind. That's all to share about why I think this Panasonic 9 f1.7 is such a powerful weapon for Micro Four Thirds. It is ultra wide angle, it's super sharp, it has bright aperture f1.7, and it is fully weather sealed. And to be honest, at a full retail price, the lens is actually quite reasonable. It is not expensive. I think this is a perfect example of what Micro Four Thirds should be. I do hope that Panasonic, together with OM Digital Solutions, will continue to make similar products, really small, really compact, and yet they can deliver phenomenal results. Do you agree with my thoughts? If you found my sharing beneficial, if you've enjoyed looking at my photographs, please consider buying me a cup of coffee, or you can contribute directly to my PayPal. Links in the description below on how you can do any of that. Any contribution goes a long way, will definitely help me to continue making more content. Until the next one, please go out and take more photographs. Bye-bye!